Hi everyone, this is Balash from RacingBrick. You've already seen a few Star Wars sets on the channel, even a UCS one, but this is a relatively early review of the latest release, the 75409 Jango Fett Starship. Let's be clear from the start, I'm a Star Wars fan, but there are far more knowledgeable people out there who reviewed this set. They talk about every little movie reference and tell you why this or that tiny part in the cabin isn't realistic enough. I would rather focus on the building experience and show you the interesting build solutions and exciting new parts, and as always, discover the hidden Technic DNA in a UCS Star Wars set. The front of the box is very minimalist. I know we are in space and space is black, but if you look at the box of the previous release of the same ship, back when Disney still called it Slave 1, it looked much better. The back of the box shows us the stand, the minifigures, the dimensions and the brief appearance of the ship in episode 2. Let's open the box. The set has 2,970 pieces, the price is €300 or dollars, and it will be available to LEGO insiders from the 1st of May. Local prices and all other details can be found at the link in the description or in the pinned comment. We have a lot of numbered bags in the box, 23 to be exact, 2 unnumbered bags, and an envelope with 2 manuals and a sticker sheet. In the instructions you will find a lot of background information about the ship and some cool illustrations that you should definitely check out. I think we can start building now. We'll start with Jango's minifigure, which we'll look at in detail later. The base of the build is of course studied Technic with lots of snot connections, and here we also add some sort of mechanism. We built the same structure again and added a few more parts. This is the end of bag 2. I guess we will see quite a few tricky snot assemblies, and it only gets more complex from here. Some structural reinforcements are made with cross axles and the various Technic elements. Hinges are used here to have an assembly with sections in opposite directions. Here is one of the parts designed for this set, the 4 studs wide slope that matches the narrow one released 2 years ago. The first sticker goes on this similar part in sand green, and the whole hinge structure is attached to the main assembly in this way. And the tricks don't stop there. This is another angled assembly that is attached with clips. I love these geometric tricks. Look at how everything fits together perfectly, very impressive. I also finished the other side and added a series of lights that were not present in the movie version, but will act as subtle legs here. The shaping of the base is quite tricky, and there are various hinges to achieve the desired look. I almost forgot to mention the 8 module long bow pieces, which are also new. Another part that is not new but an exciting recolor for Technic builders is the curved mudguard piece numbered 42 in light bluish grey, which gives the car transporter gang some new color options. These will be the main thrusters, and as you can see they fit here, but they are not attached with any studs. Instead, we use the cross axles in the neon shields to attach them, a pretty clever solution. Here's a door frame with stud connections on both sides. It goes here and we can fold this section back on it. Let's give Bender his mouth. Now it's much better. It was also a clever connection and we finished the nice rounded sides. More dark blue pieces to further shape the base and also more sand green with some new joining tricks to achieve the angles. The final pieces are the base of the wings. We are now at the end of phase 9. It's time to return to the Technic universe for a bit. Here we build a sturdy structure by combining different studded and studless elements. This assembly will be the core of the tail section. Finding the right position in the base might be a bit of a challenge, but it can be done. The 2 wings will be connected with this assembly, then I use a lot of dark blue and sand green parts to cover this section. Here's our next Technic based build, with this section at the end, which needs to be folded like this before it can be attached. Not an easy task, but it gets more interesting. This assembly connects to it and to these clips here, and it becomes our functional boarding ramp. When I push it down, the access hatch opens, and then I can close it like this, pretty cool. So, that's our build at the end of book 1. In phase 13, we build this rather complex assembly with many different stud connections and details all around. After the other side has been completed, the assembly will be added to the main build. Here comes this door. The blue thing is a little Bacta tank, a nod to the video games, and the clips can hold Jango's blasters. Adding more details to the front with these complicated assemblies, and here is a sticker that says OVO 4, like a manufacturer's label, a reference to the Prism Moon where Jango stole the spaceship, and it's again a nod to the Star Wars video games. This assembly with the clip closes the front section. We continue to add details to the interior. It is interesting that this rather large module, practically the lower deck, so it is only attached on the sides but fits seamlessly into this space. Well, okay, it is secured more a bit later by these cross axles. The dark green and yellow parts are starting to cover the studs, but this section needs more complex assemblies apparently, and also a lot of small details. We have bigger pieces as well, and after a few more parts this section looks pretty much finished. This little mechanism holds the rear blaster cannons in place. One of the 8-tooth gears is on a blue friction pin so they can't rotate freely. More rubbish here, it says no step on the sticker, and this panel will be held in place by Technic pins and axles. Of course, if we manage to get the position right, see how well it fits in the end. The big side assembly of the tail is attached with clips on this end. There's a cutout for the blaster cannons of course, and at the other end there's this tricky solution with the Technic rubber piece holding it in place. The end of the tail is now closed and the blaster cannons are also attached. 2 seats have been added here. Then comes the removable upper deck with 3 seats and lots of nice detail. I really like the part usage here and the seamless curvature of these parts. The designers were very proud of this solution as it is exactly the same as the original. The new canopy piece is in a separate bag, which is nice. No scratches here. It's 18 modules long, so a bit bigger than the previous one. Too bad it needs stickers and the white background of those stickers is still miles away from the white of the bricks next to it. I don't know if LEGO will ever be able to match those colors. Otherwise the canopy looks great, it really has the iconic shape of the original. We are nearing the end. Here's the second minifigure, Boba Fett. These 2 assemblies complete the base next to the wing, and then comes the wing itself that has a few tricky solutions, like these slightly angled pieces or this one secured with the part underneath. Now everything is in place, and the last item is the stand. It's mostly made of studded and studless Technic beams, but it serves its purpose. There's a printed plaque on it, and now we are almost done. We need to build a seismic charge, which unfortunately has a lot of stickers on it. It would have been nice if we had printed parts. This is an awkward surface to put stickers on. This is the last assembly, and now we are really done. Here's the ship in its full glory, and we can take a look at the minifigures before we put them in their seats. Jango Fett now has printed arms in addition to the detailed torso and leg prints, which looks very cool. The rangefinder is a new mold, it's more accurate than before. Boba Fett only has a torso print, unfortunately no further details. Both minifigures have 2 faces. So, back to the ship. I like the look, although I think this color scheme is less iconic than the one Boba Fett applied later. I didn't build the previous UCS version from 2015, there are certainly some improvements here, but for me the color isn't one of them. I rewatched the movie and looked at some of the toys you can buy, but you rarely find the color white on this ship. Most of the time it's light or dark gray, so I'm not happy with that choice. Especially because the white sticker on the canopy is so off compared to the bricks, I think it would have been better in light bluish gray. Now let's look at the functions. We can put it on the stand. As you can see, the hooks hold it securely in place, and we can also place it on any flat surface. The wings rotate by themselves and work with gravity, which is a great feature. The canopy is removable, and we can access the detailed interior. First of all, it doesn't rotate this time because this function was not yet implemented when Jango had the ship. This allowed the designers to add more detail to the interior. We have 2 full decks, the top one can be removed, and it has a lot of nice details that you could see during building. In the back of the cockpit there is the small door with a storage space where the small Bacta tank and the clips for Jango's blasters are located. The lower deck is kept rather simple and has 2 additional seats. If any small parts fall through these holes, you can get them out through the hatch at the rear, a very useful function. Now that we are here, we can take a look at the seismic charge, which can be removed. Unfortunately, the sliding doors could not be implemented. You can open and close them manually. There are no other functions here, although we can see a lot of detail, and the stand doesn't really cover anything, which is good. I still cannot unsee the robot face when it's upside down. The other major new feature is the boarding ramp. It works quite well, you can even put the minifigure on it, and we have the rotating blaster cannons. Apart from these smaller laser cannons on the side, no other weapons have been included due to the lack of space inside. This time there is no room for the minifigures on the stand either. According to the design team, the reason for this is that they are clearly visible in the cockpit and should therefore be displayed there. The build is quite robust, by the way. There are far fewer things that constantly fall off compared to the UCS 8080, for example. Due to the awkward shape, it is not easily swooshable though, but you can definitely try it. So let's sum it up. The building process is quite enjoyable, not difficult, and there are no boring repetitive stages. I would have liked a bit more Technic of course, but it's well balanced and I think most people will have fun with it. The end result is impressive, with lots of detail all around and an impressively accurate shape for the base. I'm not a fan of the white color though, and some of the sticker backgrounds like the white or dark green are still way off. Normally I find stickers useful as I can choose whether to put them on or not, but in the case of a UCS set it is a display piece in the first place, so it would be better to just use prints. I like the functionality included, especially the boarding ramp and the rotating wings. I can't say much about the accuracy. I know a lot of people have complained about the Boba Fett minifigure for example. Please share your opinion in the comments. So, is it worth €300 or dollars? When I compare it to the two UCS sets we have built, the Razor Crest and the 8080, I think this one offers the best experience for the price. This is still a lot of money for a LEGO set, but the RRP is the same as the Orient Express for example. Well, this one was way more fun to build. And if you buy it on day one, you also get this gift with purchase set with it, which I will review before the release. So folks, please let me know what you think of the latest UCS Star Wars set, what details you like or don't like. Let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications as there will be more exciting LEGO videos coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.